Hey everybody, Taylor Holmes from Taylor Holmes Incorporated THiNC. Here to talk to you guys today about Spencer. Game day decision at the register was about where my wife and I were about to head into the French Dispatch. Made a right turn when we saw that Spencer was at the theater. Um, Pretty fantastic life choice right there. I definitely recommend this one. It's a an interesting concept in that it just gets inside of the fictional headspace of Diana, Princess Diana. We don't know if it's fact, but we do know she was troubled. We do know she was troubled by the family, the royals, etc. I'm not a huge Royals fan. I actually have been to the Queen Mother's, standing in wait. What do you call that when you walk by the casket at Parliament? My wife and I waited in line for like 6 hours to go see the casket and walk through the Parliament Hall. I know I've lived in England a little while. But I'm not a Royals fan, but I am a huge fan of mental headspace movies, and that's where this one goes. This one definitely dives into the head makeup of where she was and what she was thinking, and yeah, she had her own issues and troubles, and she wasn't perfect, but she was also troubled with the mechanisms and mechanics of the family and the Camilla and the yeah. So this one is interesting. This was a really fun watch. I mainly want to talk about the people that made this movie because there was a gal 2 or 3 seats down from me who was just frustrated as all get out with Diana, totally sympathetic. Really? You're not going to go to the dinner? Like yelling it out in the middle of the theater. It was really surreal. So a lot of people may not like this movie and may not even sympathize or may even dislike her more after this movie. But the cinematic skill to pull this movie off when literally it never had anything to do with the actual interactions with the family with Diana. It was all about her headspace before and her headspace after. It was an insular movie. It was all acting, and it's all music, it's all cinematography, it's all set, it's all design, and that feathered Diana hair, right? Pulled it off. So mainly when I talk about like Pablo Larraín, he did Jackie, with Natalie Portman, great movie, biopic on Jackie Kennedy. Also, the screenplay writer for this, and really the only reason I'm talking to you guys about this one is because of this guy, Stephen Knight. And when I went through the list of the people that made this movie, Stephen Knight just smacked me in the face. Why? Because Stephen Knight did the screenplay for Taboo, Tom Hardy. There's a cool story about how Tom Hardy got Stephen Knight to write his screenplay, Tom Hardy's screenplay for Taboo. He had an idea for a screenplay, and Stephen Knight talked Tom Hardy into filming Locke, which is a single person, one man in a car driving movie. So they traded, right? Tom Hardy acted in Locke, and Stephen Knight wrote Tom Hardy's idea, Tom Hardy and his father's idea for Taboo. Stephen Knight also did some screenplays for episodes for the most amazing TV show ever, Peaky Blinders. So you've got an amazing screenplay. You've got to have an amazing screenplay writer because there's not a lot here. It's all about the before, the after, the headspace, the chaos of it, and he just did an amazing job between Pablo and Stephen, Pablo Lorraine and Stephen Knight. The two of them just destroyed this movie. Made just a fantastic movie. But then the last piece that really snapped it all together. Well, the two last pieces. Johnny Greenwood did the original music, and the moment you walk into this movie, there's this eerie, scary strings that kind of weave their way into your DNA and kind of mess with your head, and then you walk with her, into the manor and the residence, through the doors, and she finally walks in, and there are those strings players playing this soundtrack that you've been hearing in her head. In reality, they're actually playing it. It was brilliant, really fantastic touch. But Johnny Greenwood, you know him. You Were Never Really Here. He also did There Will Be Blood. He also did Phantom Thread. And a new movie that's coming out that is blowing up my Twitter feed with people that have had the chance to see it is Licorice Pizza. Apparently the lead in that is just extraordinarily magnetic and a fantastic lead that you can't take your eyes off of. I really have no idea, but everybody's talking about Licorice Pizza, and I can't remember her name. That lead actress for Licorice Pizza is in the list of top 10 females that are up for best lead in Oscars. And then the final piece to this 4-person puzzle between Pablo Lorraine, Stephen Knight, Johnny Greenwood is Claire Mathen. He's the cinematographer. He also did Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which I absolutely loved. And hopefully you read my review of that. I really enjoyed that. So these 4 people and a metric but ton of producers helped pull Spencer off. But the person the entire movie sits upon the shoulders of is definitely Kristen Stewart. So many people hate her, and she's got such a bad rap from Twilight, and they literally can't get beyond that. But she decimated this movie, systematically took us into the head of Princess Diana. Amazing, phenomenal acting job. There was no Kristen Stewart there. The standard, that twitchy gal that everybody likes to imitate. She wasn't there at all. I don't know if that was a wig or what, but the feathered hair, and I don't know what else they did, because that seemed like that was all. And it was her. Like, it was she got the mannerisms there, the quiet speaking, the joy of being with her boys, the awkwardness around being with others. Really fantastic acting job. I'm saying in my piece, I'm almost done writing it, that she'll win an Academy Award for this. Guaranteed, hands down. I had already gone out on a limb to say that Cumberbatch will win Best Actor for Power of the Dog. If you were to put Kristen Stewart and Cumberbatch up against each other for the same actor, like if there was no gender specific roles there, Cumberbatch wouldn't stand a chance. Like, there's literally no way. Yeah. But I still think he still wins. He's a dark horse, actually. I think he's maybe third or fourth in Variety's list of top candidates. So that'll be interesting if I screwed that one up. But Kristen Stewart will win. Yeah, she'll win for sure. But the story itself is really simple. 3 days over Christmas, and it just goes through the Christmas season. Camilla is already unknown to everyone. Charles gives Diana the same exact pearls that he gave to Camilla, and is expected to wear the gift that she got for Christmas. This sort of stress and chaos of the family situation. But the interesting thing is we never saw Charles give her the pearls. We never see the gift opening. We see the before stress, and then the after. She goes and gets the pearls that were, and I think they intimated that she stormed out during the gift giving. But we don't see any of that. That's the rich, layered brilliance of Spencer. Really fantastic acting, but screenplay and directing, editing and cinematography all coming together to culminate in an ending that is really good. They found a spot, in her life 5 or 6 years before her death, when things were horrible. Apparently she might have attempted suicide up to even 5 times, may have been cutting, might possibly have been into self-harm, bulimic, probably, most likely, right? Just a cavalcade of issues as a result of this horrible situation that she lived in. Anyway, I love this film. I promise you, not a lot of people will love it. Maybe, I think Rotten Tomatoes has it at 50% fans, but 80 or 90 for critics. And there's a reason for that. Like, it's tense. It's a pressure cooker. You walk into it and you just realize you've been walked into this vice that really quickly and tightly gets worse and worse and worse. And until the ending, there's no release. There's no release at all. So it's a really intense bit of chaos. Anyway, highly recommend you watch Spencer. If you get a chance to watch it, go see it in the theater. Fantastic achievement from a cinematography standpoint and just filmmaking. You could study this one for years and still not plumb the depths of how the cinematography was up in Kristen Stewart's face constantly. It was just constantly her, right up close. And these decisions that help drive this claustrophobia that, kind of probably for her felt like being amongst this family was like that. So just everything, every part of it was gloriously crafted. And I just can't get enough of this one. I highly recommend it. 5 out of 5. Definitely brilliant. Kristen Stewart for the win. All right, see you guys later.